What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back to ChutingStar TV. Today we have a different show for you. We're not talking about canopies or gear or altimeters or camera mounts or anything like that. Today I want to share with you a little bit of knowledge and safety and things to take in consideration to be able to enjoy the sport for a long time safely and not getting dead. So if this is too boring for you, go ahead and head on to TikTok to watch cat videos or whatever you want to watch. So why having a crazy amount of jumps doesn't make you an expert? Well, it's simple. Well, for some, the having a stupid amount of jumps, it's a matter of experience, knowledge gained with every jump, the people you jump with, and the moments you share with these people, and the places you jumped out of. I mean, some of us have jumped many places in different parts of the world, which are awesome, and you get to meet people with different levels and skills and all that. And whatever you take from that, that's what matters. But there are others that they just want to get to that 200 jump mark, to strap a camera to their helmet and show the world how cool they are, yet they have no clue what the hell they're doing. Listen, I'm no expert. I've been doing this for a while. Every time, every jump, with everything, I learn something different from different people with different skill levels. I've been paragliding and skydiving for almost about 30 years. I've been either jumping out of planes or flying off of mountains for that time. And over the time, one of the things that I see more common each day is overconfidence and a false sense of security with people that have been in the sport, in this case skydiving, for a long time, with a certain amount of jumps, but they think they know everything. And in my personal experience, I've had to, I've had my share of moments and situations where I had to be mindful and present to be able to save my life or others. Over the years, skydivers have grown comfortable with risk, and that's really dangerous because you start underestimating risk, overlooking safety measures and procedures that in most cases will lead to somebody getting hurt or somebody getting dead or dying in a fatal accident. And we don't want that. Gear checks. Gear checks nowadays is a common word that I see thrown around everywhere, yet most don't practice gear checks or proper gear checks or procedures. You must check your gear, people. Come on. Check your gear when you get to the drop zone, when you take it out of your gear bag. Check it before you put it on. Check it before you get on the plane. Check it in the plane, and check it before you exit the plane. It's that simple. All these routine gear checks are paramount for successful skydiving, but yeah, there's always a but. You have to be mindful of what you're doing when you're doing it. An example, and this is something I see a lot. Let's say you're in the plane and you have this guy that's constantly checking his altitude inside the plane, and that's good awareness. You have to see what altitude we are, procedures in the plane, if you're putting your goggles on, if you're in a tandem, with every altitude, you know what I mean. You have a different procedure. Also, if you have some clouds, you want to see how high the cloud base are and all that. So yeah, you're constantly checking your altitude. But is that person registering that reading he's getting from his altimeter? How do you know this? You can just ask him, hey, what's the altitude? Some will just say, hey, it's XYZ. And some will actually check again and then tell you. That's because they keep checking. It's a routine. It's a routine thing, but it's not. They're not focused or concentrated in that moment. So whatever they're seeing on their altimeter is not registering in their brain. Been there? I know you have. So my point on this is performing these routine checks or procedures without being mindful of what you're doing or concentrated, and it's just pointless. We're all aware of the risks involved in skydiving. We've all signed those waivers, but do we understand what we have to do to keep those risks to a minimum or zero? Overconfidence. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, overconfidence will lead to overlooking important practices and procedures and safety measures to keep you and those around you safe. And one of the most important ones is equipment check. Canopy flight, emergency procedures. All of these require your full attention when you're doing it. I mean, what's the point of doing a gear check if you're not actually looking for things that might compromise the proper function of your gear? For example, how are your 3 rings routed? Let's say you changed the canopy recently and you hooked the new canopy up. Is that canopy hooked up correctly? Is that going to be an issue once you're under canopy and you find out that your risers are flipped backwards? Now what do you do? So here's a question you want to ask yourself. How many times after opening your canopy, you're under canopy, you collapse the slider or whatever you do, whatever housekeeping you have to do, and you head straight down to a drop zone without doing a canopy control check, checking your traffic, and then just zooming down, getting to a drop zone and land. And you do that over and over and over again. Get my point? So all of these things create a pattern of false sense of security. So it doesn't matter how many jumps you have. Skydiving is a constant learning sport. Knowing your gear, knowing the situations that you might encounter in skydiving, and knowing when not to skydive, those are principles to, stay alive in this sport and not get hurt. For example, high wind days. How many times I've seen people in a high wind day just manifest and go up, and then they're struggling under canopy, have no clue what the winds are doing upstairs at altitude, and especially they don't know what's going on on the ground, where the wind's coming from, if it's coming over a hangar or over trees and that's affecting the landing area. Every single part of that is important. So if you want a little bit more information on how the wind might affect your skydiving day, check out this video somewhere around here, where you can find a link to a previous video I made about the effects of the wind. So check it out. It's really cool. You enjoy it. How many times have you heard that saying that goes, I'd rather be down here wanting to be up there than up there wanting to be down here? Train yourself. Know your gear. Know what your gear is capable of in high wind situations. Is my wing loading going to be an issue? Am I too light? Am I just going to fly away with the wind? All these factors are to take in consideration because, like I said, every jump is going to be different. Every place you jump is going to be different, and all the conditions are going to be different every part you jump. So be mindful of that. Train your brain to respect all the different routines and procedures needed to be able to skydive. Hey, don't just stay with the initial training that you got when you first started. Seek training, coaching, ask questions. And if you're unsure that you should be jumping that day because of wind conditions, because of any reason, just you can always jump tomorrow. You stay in the ground. So please, guys, check your gear. Be mindful of the situations. Be mindful of your procedures, whatever they are. Whatever you're a new jumper, or you're a seasoned skydiver or an instructor or whatever, you do have to be mindful of your procedures because you have different procedures. If you put a camera in your head, now you have another extra procedure. You have an emergency procedure for your cutaway. So that is an added risk. So be mindful of this. I don't like seeing my friends get hurt, or anyone for that matter. So being a part of this community is it's important because we pride ourselves in trying to transmit the most important information and knowledge about safety with gear, so we all can jump until sunset. So stay safe, don't get dead.
If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to get our latest notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.